Okay. Oh, wait. I need to do the YouTuber thing. Here we go. I have already filmed this video, but it just wasn't good enough. So I had to do it again. I should have prepped more of like a script for that if I was really going to sell the bit, but I don't want to. That being said, I did actually film this video already. And the real problem, I think, with it was that I was trying too hard to make it be this big, impactful thing and to be like, wow, this year's been so whatever. And because I was trying so hard to make it into that, to make it kind of into last year's end of year video, it just kind of suffered for it. And it was kind of lame and boring and uninteresting. So here we are again, a little bit more loosey goosey. I'm just talking to you guys instead of trying to like freaking preach to the choir. I've got a new ring light. So hopefully this is all really well lit because of that. Who knows? I don't know. It looks like it is. I'm like looking at something that's like that big for me. So I don't really know. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, hopefully things just look good, except for my hair is way too long. There's nothing I can do about it. We're just going to live with it. Yeah. Speaking of being too long. Yeah. You like click into like an end of year video and you're like, okay, let's hear Sean's final thoughts from the year. And he's just like coughing up, just coughing up hairballs. I'm like, sorry, Nikki, I shouldn't do that. You've had stomach issues recently, and you're gonna be the one to watch this. Wow, this ring light's so big and so bright, and I'm able to finally put my camera like right in the middle of it. Whoops, like right in the middle of it. But every time I like close my eyes or blink or look away, there's just like circles everywhere. Okay, let's get into it. I don't know. I might use my phone and look at some of the notes that I wrote down previously, but I kind of just want this to be a little bit more free form, a little bit lighter than the last couple have been. I feel like the last couple update videos have been so serious, and that's okay. That's fine, but like, just it doesn't need to be. So yeah, what have I done this year? What have I done? I guess like first thing I did was the cover of COTC by the People's Thieves. That was super fun. I used this guy in it. Um, Super fun, janky drum toy Allison gave me last year for my birthday or something. I had to literally, this is lore, anyone watching this probably already knows, but I'll say it anyways. So every time I plugged in the out cord, the cymbal would just go off nonstop. So I literally had to go under here and snip the wire. So the cymbal no longer works at all because I just literally could not record it unless I did that. But yeah, I love the song COTC. It's a very cool story song. With like very deep meaning about destroying the thing that protects you and I don't know. I don't know. I think I did a pretty good cover of it. I don't know. It's there's things I would have changed. There's things I wouldn't have done. But it was my first time doing like a multiple me's on the screen and like showing the different instruments all going at the same time type of video. And it was fun to do. It was kind of a lot of work, but it was fun to do. So maybe something like that will happen again. I don't really know. And then I, of course, also did the Don't Ask More of Me in the later half of the year. I did a cover of that, just an acoustic cover, just classic me and an acoustic guitar down here singing, yelling, screaming. That's a beautiful song. That might be my favorite song from the whole year, that released this year, I should say. Just like such deep, beautiful meaning in that song, like a prayer to God saying, listen, you've put me through so much already. And not only that, but I know like I'm going to give you everything. Don't ask more than that. Can you even ask more than that? Like this desperate plea. I'm this mortal, weak thing. Don't ask more from me. I'm begging you. I'm giving all I have. it's beautiful, it's sad, it's bittersweet, it's painful. And as the singer in the actual song like crescendos into that, like, I will give you everything, just don't ask more of me. It just like puts me into like little bit like misty eyes and just like chills all over my body. It's a beautiful song. My cover is a little bit more raw, a little bit more rough than the original, which I like. I think it adds a different dimension to it. Um, and so, yeah, I'm actually really proud of that one too. I think you guys should go check it out if you haven't. Let's see, what else have I done this year? Oh, yeah, Ode to Dry Creek. Holy crap. Man, yeah. I'll link that in the description. If you only follow me here, you probably didn't see that. It's up on like my friend's channel that I share with all my friends, Pyramid Planet. So I'll link that in the description. Me and Corby wrote this song probably a couple of years ago, Ode to Dry Creek. It's this reflection of in high school when we would constantly go to parks and just like hang out, play on the swings, just like do whatever. And then it's this song that like goes through this process of time. It's metaphorical, but like it starts in winter and then goes to summer and then ends in autumn. But it's like metaphorical for many years passing and like what those years have meant, how the park has changed and how we view it has changed, how we have changed as people, all of those things. It's a great song. I'm very proud of it. The music video shows a bunch of like footage of us when we were like 16 playing on the frozen river, and then it jumps to us now. And yeah, I'm super duper proud of that one. So definitely go check that out. Again, I'll link it in the description just so it's easy to find. But yeah, it's a good one. And that leaves pretty much two other things. We'll leave one for last. But one thing is not finished yet, but we're working on it. And that is my song Digital Blur. Me and Ben are working on that together. This is the most highly processed, produced song I'll have ever made because Ben is involved in it and that's what he does. And that's what I wanted. I was like, let's make a metal song together and like, let's just really do like the new metal sound, you know, like just ultra processed. Let's get everything really locked in. And it also really works well with the overall message behind the song of just being consumed by digital media. And so, I mean, yeah, anyways, it'll come out. I definitely watch for that. It'll be coming out hopefully soon. It's pretty close, I think. But yeah, next month or two, I don't know for sure. But yeah, it should come out pretty soon. Be excited for that. I'm very, very, very happy with it so far. I'm so excited about it. I'm literally so excited about it. I've been like showing it to so many people. Yeah, it'll be really cool. So check that out when it comes out. It'll be here soon. And that leaves only, I might have missed some stuff that I did. I don't know. It's okay. Not really a big deal. That leaves the one big thing. This is what the year has been dedicated to. You guys know it. It is the novel Sicko. Which first off, I guess I should have said this at the top of the video, but whatever. If you're watching this far in, maybe you care enough. Sicko part 1 is done. Part 1 being part 1 of the first novel. If there's more, there may or may not be more novels, but part 1 of book 1 is finished, completely done. Well, not completely done, but a draft of it is done. And we're looking for people to beta read it. So I've already sent it to a couple of people. You guys know who you are. If you're interested in reading an unfinished story and just giving general feedback on if it was interesting, if it was fun to read, stuff like that, please reach out to me or Corby. We'll probably hook you up as long as we actually know who you are. We are trying to be careful with this, not to share it with anyone willy-nilly, because we do hope to actually publish it one day. But that's, yeah. So yeah, just let us know. If you somehow are watching this, but haven't like spoken to me about it, and you're like, oh, I'm interested in that, hit me up. I'm probably okay with sending it your way. I'm really just looking for feedback on the writing overall. So let's talk about writing this year. Writing's been super fun. It's been fascinating. I feel like it went really slow on the first 8 months. Like I was really chugging along with it. I mean, it was progressing, but it was very slow. And then I realized like, oh, I might be able to finish part one by the end of the year. And I talked to like 8 different people about that, including Corby. Whoa, did that thing just change colors? That was so weird. What just happened? I'm gonna. What the heck? What the hecky? Okay, whatever. We're almost out of time. Give me 1 second. We're gonna cut. Sorry about that. I don't know. Whatever. You guys don't care. You don't even know what happened. Maybe. Who knows? Um. So yeah, it's been super fun. It went really slow at the beginning of the year, and then I realized I might be able to finish, and just like I cranked out those last like 5 chapters, I think, in a month and a half, which was awesome. It's been a really, really big learning experience. I think definitely at the top of the year, it felt overwhelming. It felt kind of terrifying because it was like, whoa, there's this gigantic thing that Corby and I have been literally been thinking about for 10 years, and we've been talking about for 10 years, and we've been brainstorming and processing and revising our brainstorms, but never making actual progress in writing it. And to finally sit down and be like, yo, let's make this a reality. It's scary. It's terrifying, actually. But it's exciting. It's so, so exciting. That's been absolutely the 2 best parts of writing this year have been just number one, watching it form, watching this thing I've been imagining for 10 years suddenly begin to form and like really exist in the world, not just in my head. Being able to like truly have just a bunch of thoughts and have them coalesce into something readable. And I don't, again, I'm looking for people to read it and to get feedback. So if you're wanting to do that, I want it because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's probably just every creative thing where you finish it and you're like, I have no idea if this is good. I actually do feel like it's good, but boy, is it still just like sometimes you just like sit back and you're like, there's no way this is good at all. No one would ever actually want to read this, to care about it. And so, yeah, just like fighting past those thoughts is exciting to be like, I don't care if that is the case. I mean, I do care. It's an interesting balance this time. The album was different in that at the end of the day, I didn't really care that much if people liked it as long as I enjoyed it. And yeah, I wanted, if people liked it, that was a good thing. But like overall, less important than just making it. This one is like, I want people to like it. I really do. I'm putting a lot of effort and myself into this, and I hope people enjoy it. So, but again, like you can't control that. So we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. That's the exciting part. That's the terrifying and exciting part. Anyways, so that's the first thing, is just watching it suddenly appear. And then the second thing, the most enjoyable part of this is just like brainstorming with Corby about it and just really getting down to like all the nitty gritty. I think like, I don't know how many times it happened this year where I text Corby and I'm like, dude, I can't continue writing until we get past this specific idea. And it's always like an idea that is like important for the story, but like so broad above it that like nobody reading would even know it's a thing yet. It's like, okay, what this is a fantasy world, so like how many gods do this religion worship? How many gods actually are there, like in real life? But also, what if in real life there's also no god? Like, it's like broad things like that I don't know why they just freeze me up in the writing. I just get stuck, and then I have to talk to Corby about that. We brainstorm, we think, we come up with interesting ideas. I love our Google Doc. Like, I love our Google Doc, and I'm not going to show you guys anything from it. But like the comments on it, just like it has so many comments of just brainstorming and thinking and outlining and trying to figure out. And I love it. I love how jank and messed up it is. I love our terrible naming schemes. Like I love the, and here I have the map that I drew for the world, and I literally just scribbled a random shape on a page. Like, I love all of it because it's steps to becoming something so much grander, and that's very exciting for me. So, but it has been very challenging also. I wouldn't lie to you guys and say that this is nothing but nothing. What's happening to me? This has been nothing but a joyful, happy, fun experience. It's also been very, very difficult. not even necessarily in that like because like obviously I'm not like selling my whole soul to this. Kind of, I guess I am putting so much of myself into it. At the same time, it's like I can like write at work sometimes, if depending on the job assigned to, and stuff like that. So it's not like I am like beholden to this thing in like a way that others might be. I feel somewhat of a healthy balance with it at this moment. Obviously, earlier on the year was a bit more of a struggle, but I found a pretty healthy balance with it as I finished it up at the end of the year here. And right now, I'm not even writing really, but so I don't know. I'm happy with where it's going thus far. But it's definitely been a difficult thing. Sometimes you just are like, I have no motivation to do this, and just I think the loose nature of the goals that I make is helpful in that, because I don't like hate myself for missing a day, right? I don't absolutely torture myself for not succeeding in the way that I had hoped to. Instead, it's like, well, we'll just let this day pass and we'll get to it again. Or sometimes it's like, well, even though you don't feel very good about it, let's write anyways, and you'll edit it later, right? Not every single thing I've written I am the most proud of. That's okay. That's part of the process. We're figuring it out as we go, and that's also part of what's exciting about it, is knowing that there's so much space for improvement. Again, it's kind of like finishing the album last year and being like, whoa, I learned so much this year, and I also feel like I don't know anything. I'm in the same spot now. I feel like Corby has been very complimentary in saying that, like, oh yeah, you've definitely grown as a writer. You've gotten better as time has gone on. It's very obvious as I read it. But also we like brainstormed part two, and it's like sitting here again, like I have no idea how to start again. I have no idea what I'm about to do again. And that's so cool, because I think that means that like no matter what, I'm always gonna feel like it's the first time. And I don't know, maybe that's not true, but at least for a little while it will be. And that's super exciting to me. That's at least how it kind of feels when making music too. Is like every single time is like a little bit the first time with it. And that's what I love about the creative process, for me at least. As I get to just like explore and just really be messy with something. And if it's terrible at the end, it's okay. We just move on. We learn something from it, and that's all that matters. I think that's kind of where I want this video to wrap up a little bit, is with this idea that I'm not so beholden to this thing that like it terrifies me into inaction. I think that happened to me a lot as like growing up. I sang all the time in high school. I would just be singing to myself. There was always a song in my head, and people would mention it to me, and then they'd be like, oh, and like if they somehow got out of me that I played the guitar, which was actually pretty rare. I didn't mention that to people, but some people would ask like, oh, would you ever write a song? And I would be like, no, probably not. And then like I was constantly writing through all my classes. I was writing the beginnings of stories, and people would be like, do you think you'll ever write a book? And I'd be like, I don't think so. I don't think I will. And the reasoning behind it was because I didn't believe I was the type of person who could or would. Not even could. I think I believed that I could if I put in the effort. But I didn't believe I was the type of person that would ever put in the effort. I just believed I was like, well, I'm lazy and I lack motivation, and that's who I am. That's what I am. So I'll probably never get to this. I'll probably never do these things. And I was okay with that to a certain degree. Like I was a little bit like, I mean, I should just do it. But also I was like, well, that's just who I am. So it's fine. But what I have come to realize is like two things. Number one is like, you don't need to be a specific type of person to achieve things. You don't need to be this grand motivated person. The act of trying kind of shifts you into that type of person. Again, it's like NF's Hope, where he talks about sometimes to be the greatest version of yourself, you need to be somebody that you're not. You need to start changing. That's what change is, becoming something you're not. I think that's what I've done these past 2 years, is sort of become something I'm not. Like, my natural inclination is not to put this much effort into something like this. But here I am doing it anyways, right? But that's the second part, is depending on what you want out of this, you don't have to sell your whole soul to it. I think this is the biggest thing I've learned this year, is selling your whole soul is not a requirement. I think I would listen in high school and like I would see people who are professionals in their field. I listened to an interview with Josh Dunn recently, the drummer from 21 Pilots, and he talked about how like drumming is what he did. Every day he went home from school and he would just play the drums. Like, that is who he is and what he did. And he's amazing at it. And I said, "Oh, that's not who I am. I go home and maybe I'll practice guitar for a little bit, but then I'll go play video games, or I'll read a book, or I'll go outside." And I'm like, I don't have that singular focus, so I'll never become that thing. And I think I've realized, like, you don't need to do that. You don't need that singular focus. If that is what you are, that's great. That's amazing. You'll probably become amazing at something. But if you just want to give a little bit every day, that goes a really, really long way. I think I was probably at the end of this year, when I wrote the fastest, I was averaging like 800 words a day, which is like a page and a half. It's not that much. That's what made it all happen. That's what exceeded the speed of everything. It was like 45 minutes of writing. That's what it took. And that's what made it speed up so much. I didn't sell my soul to it. I did so many other things. I still wasted so much time on other bullcrap. But I also was able to do that little by little. That little bit matters a lot. That little bit is what changes you into a type of person that accomplishes these things. So anyways, in the end, here we are. We're at the end. What do I want to say to you people? What I want to say is, like, do things you want to do because you want to do them. And don't let thoughts like this is too much work stop you, because you don't have to give it 1,000% of yourself every single moment with it. You can give a little bit semi-consistently. I learned the same thing with exercise. I've been exercising pretty consistently this year, several times a week, every day, every week. And it's just like, I think I would see gym bros and like really buff people and people who just like, that was their life. And I'd be like, oh, well, I will never be that. And it's like, you don't need to. You don't need to be that. But if you give a little bit of it consistently, that will do wonders. That's all it needs to be. You can still care about the things that you care about and also get these other things into your life. I think that's really what I've learned this whole year. And I hope you can take that, whoever is watching this, take that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this thing I've been thinking about, let's just give it a little bit every day. 15 minutes, 20, right? See how much you accomplish just doing that. I want to like end this like a talk now, even though I was like, this is going to be a loosey-goosey one. I don't know what to do now. Jeez. I got a guitar here. Maybe we'll just like, what's a good song? That's too sad. That's too sad. We're just going to do a little bit of... Devil's eyes, a current travels down my spine. You found me. Seems as though I've lost again. A story told at nauseam. You found twice or three. He's tried his hand at drowning me, but I'm still on fire. At least I'm pretty sure. surface as evidence. I left there on purpose, a sad